Every photograph you've ever admired was shot through a specific type of glass, and each lens sees the world completely differently. Cameras don't know how to see, lenses do. Here is every camera lens you'll actually hear photographers talk about, explained. The kit lens is the one that ships in the box with almost every DSLR and mirrorless camera. For most people, it's the first lens they ever use. It covers 18 to 55 millimeters, enough for wide shots and basic portraits in one zoom. Its strength is versatility. One lens handles most situations for a beginner. The weakness is optical compromise. It's designed to be cheap to manufacture, so sharpness, contrast, and low-light performance are all mediocre by design. The maximum aperture at the long end drops to 5.6, which means blurry shots in any room that isn't brightly lit. And here's the thing every photography forum agrees on. The kit lens is the first lens every photographer buys, and the first one they replace. The 50mm prime is the lens photographers tell every beginner to buy the moment they can afford it. There's no zoom, the focal length is fixed. But 50mm is special. It roughly matches the angle of view of the human eye, which is why photos shot on it look natural and immediate, not distorted or compressed. The real trick is the aperture. Most kit lenses max out at f/5.6. A 50 can open to f1.8, letting in roughly 4 times more light. That wide aperture blurs the background into a soft wash while keeping the subject razor sharp. Canon's 50mm f1.8 costs about $125 new, making it the sharpest cheap lens you can buy. It's the one upgrade photographers never regret. Wide-angle lenses are any lens below roughly 35 millimeters. They see dramatically more of the world than the human eye. At 16 millimeters, you're capturing over 100 degrees of view. Landscape photographers live on them, fitting entire mountain ranges into a single frame. Architectural photographers use them to make cathedral ceilings soar. Real estate agents love them. A wide angle can make a studio apartment look like a loft. The weakness is edge distortion. Straight lines bend toward the corners, and faces photographed too close look stretched and unnatural. There's a skill to using them well. Get further from people, closer to architecture, and use the distortion deliberately rather than fighting it. Quick one. If you're finding this useful, subscribe. We break down every type of tech exactly this way. The 85mm prime is considered the gold standard for photographing people. It's a medium telephoto, so you're positioned further from your subject, which has 2 effects. First, the distance compresses the image. Noses look smaller, faces look more proportional. The whole frame feels more flattering. Second, at f1.4, the depth of field is so shallow that the subject is razor sharp while everything behind them dissolves into a smooth blur. The look photographers call bokeh. That combination of compression and blur is what makes professional portraits look so different from phone photos. You see it in every wedding shoot, editorial headshot, and fashion spread. The trade-off is cost. A genuine 85 f1.4 runs over $1,000, and it's physically large. But the results are unmistakable. Telephoto lenses compress distance, bringing subjects far away into the frame as if they were right in front of you. The workhorse of professional sports and wildlife photography is the 70 to 200 millimeter zoom at f2.8, a range that reaches a footballer running at 50 meters or a bird landing in a tree. The wide aperture of f2.8 is what makes it work in low light, fast enough to freeze motion without pushing the ISO so high that the image gets noisy. The physical trade-off is weight. The white Canon and Nikon lenses you see lining the sidelines at every major sporting event weigh about 1.5 kilograms each. They're heavy because the glass inside them is large. They perform because they have to. Macro lenses are built for extreme close-up photography, and the defining number is the magnification ratio. A true macro lens achieves 1-to-1 magnification, meaning a subject 1 centimeter wide fills the entire sensor exactly as large as it is in real life. A bee fills the frame. The cells of a flower petal become visible. Watch parts look architectural. The 100-millimeter focal length is the sweet spot, far enough from the subject that your camera body doesn't cast a shadow over what you're shooting. The catch is depth of field. At that magnification, even a 1-millimeter shift of the camera moves the subject out of focus. Wind, your own heartbeat, a gust from a passing car, all of them matter. The famous image of a dragonfly's compound eyes perfectly in focus. That photographer may have spent 3 hours lying in a marsh to get it. The tilt-shift lens lets the photographer physically tilt the lens relative to the sensor, bending the focal plane in ways a normal lens can't. That might sound like a technical curiosity until you've seen the effect. You know those videos where a real city looks like a tiny toy model? That's a tilt shift. Here's why it works. Our brains associate very shallow depth of field with close-up small objects, like a model train set. So when a tilt-shift lens keeps only a thin strip of a real cityscape in focus while blurring the top and bottom, the brain reads the scene as miniature. Architects use tilt shifts to keep building lines straight without perspective distortion. Food photographers use them for precision, shallow focus beauty shots, but most people discover them through the miniature effect, and once you know the trick, you see it everywhere. And that's every camera lens you'll actually hear photographers talk about. From the kit lens that ships in the box to the tilt shift that turns cities into toys. Each one sees the world differently. Subscribe for more breakdowns like this. See you next time.